Okay, welcome back. Let's give this another try. So here's something I was thinking about in between the episodes. So obviously I mentioned the live-action Aladdin Will Smith genie on the last episode. How do you... Let's give that a retry. How do you guys feel about like all the push to make all these like live-action remakes of Disney classics? Because obviously I'm a guy who loves cartoons, right? I'm really big into animation, hence why we're trying to do animated stuff with Lotus Fire eventually. But it just seems weird to me. Cartoons are so fun, there's so much you can do, and those movies are such classics. And what people have told me, at least people who have kids anyway, is that kids tend to prefer either live action stuff or like computer animated movies. No, fuck it, let's see this to the end. Is that true? Does anyone with children, can they confirm that kids seem to prefer that stuff to cartoons nowadays? Because that's so weird to me. Like, as a kid, cartoons were the best. I mean, granted, computer generated, like, animation was really, really bad when I was a kid, but I always hated it. Like, I remember, like, when Jimmy Neutron was on, that show always looked so fucking weird to me, and I didn't like it. I mean, it's not that I hated the show itself, it's just that the animation was just so obviously, like... you know?
Any questions?
Yes. Are you going to finish that croissant?
Knock yourself out.
I always preferred cartoons. But especially with Disney movies that are animated so well and so much goes into them, it seems very, very odd to remake those live action. Am I alone in that? I mean, it doesn't matter, right? I mean, like, remaking a movie, I know people like to get mad about it because it's not original, which I agree with, but it doesn't change the fact that the original movie still exists and it's always there to watch if you want. I guess it just kind of feels unnecessary, but a big part of it's money. It's always money. Remake movies that you know will make money, haha, because why bother taking risks? It's all a business. There's a lot of things in this life that I feel I'm kind of naive about, but when it comes to business practices, that's the most like jaded I'm ever gonna be. Like, I honestly, I can't. That's a big reason I can't enjoy so many things, because I see all the business decisions behind every piece of content, and it just makes it feel so, I don't know, non-passionate. Just die, thank you. Goodness gracious me. Man, I really want to visit Egypt someday. It seems like such a cool place. I want to see the pyramids of Giza. I want to see the Sphinx. I want to go into a tomb and... Ah! God! Damn. Just goddamn. Just don't start shooting, please. Just don't. Oh, you did it. Oh, you did it. Oh, you went and did it when I asked you not to. Do you even listen? Alright. Okay, maybe if I just kind of stay away from the center. And then, what is this? Man, you... There's got to be a warning to that, right? Like, when that pyramid's about to shoot. Like, there's got to be some kind of tell that I'm not seeing. There's just... Okay. So that's an interesting game design, right? Like, how do you telegraph things fairly in a game like this where so much is going on? Is that the point, that just things aren't telegraphed well? Is that part of the challenge? Because I'd argue that that's... I mean, I guess that's a decision you could make, but it feels less fair to me if things aren't telegraphed well. There was another example of that, I feel like, in an earlier boss, and I can't really remember. Oh, you know what? So, do you guys know what Giant Bomb is? Giant Bomb, they're, you know, a video game website. They're made by people who used to be like part of like GameSpot or something. Back in the day. But I've been watching their like Game of the Year deliberations, like all the ones from past years, just because it's really fun listening to people debate about video games. And the one for 2017 Game of the Year when they were talking about Cuphead, two of the guys were talking about they're colorblind, so it's very hard for them to tell what they can parry and what they can't. And that was really interesting to me because I never even thought about that. I wonder, does this game not have an option for like colorblind people to change it? There's so much you need to think about when making a video game, because like you obviously want it to be something that a lot of people can enjoy. But there's so many little things, like I always forget like being colorblind is like a thing, as terrible as that is to say. But like I used to work with a guy who was colorblind, and I know I would make like little exhibits. I worked for an engineering firm, so I'd make exhibits for, you know, projects that were happening or whatever. You know, I'd have to be very cognizant of like the color choice I use so that it would be easily readable for him, because I think he was like red-black colorblind, I think. So, you know, you've probably seen, it's a bad color scheme for any kind of presentation anyway, but you've probably seen bad PowerPoint presentations where it's a black background with red words on top of it. Well, that stuff was impossible for him to read. So there was like stuff like that I just had to be cognizant of. That's got to be tough to do, especially if you're a game creator. Okay, alright. For what it's worth, this guy gave us a bunch of trouble when we were playing co-op too, so I don't feel super bad about getting fucked by him, because it's par for the course at this point. Par for the course. Oh, by the way, so whatever, I'm just gonna restart. Last episode was the beginning of a recording session, so I know I asked about, like, do you guys like it if I cut stuff or if you see everything? But I'm not gonna hear an answer for that for these next episodes I'm recording, so I apologize if you guys give me a definitive answer and that isn't shown in, damn it, these episodes. You know, I have to record Cuphead right now. This is going to sound like I don't like Cuphead, which is false. I love Cuphead. But I have to record Cuphead right now because I don't have an episode ready for this Saturday. But I really want to record more Night in the Woods, because I'm actually pretty engrossed in that story and I want to see what happens next. Plus, that game's just really chill. I don't know if that game is as fun to watch as Cuphead is, but I'll be 100% honest, I have more fun recording it. Just because it's chill, it gives me a chance to do silly voices, and it's got like an actual story that I can get engrossed in. Whereas Cuphead, this is a game that I love. Like, I really, really enjoy it. But I don't know if it's as fun to record, if only because there's so much you gotta pay attention to while trying to do commentary. I have a lot of respect for Let's Players ever since, like, starting Let's Plays, which, for those who don't know, I had an old channel called NotFrenchGaming that I started back in, like, I don't know, 2013, 2014. So I've been doing Let's Plays for a long time. He's watching the news.
Fidel Castro?
Yeah. It seems like some shit's going down. Maybe we should pay attention to that. I don't know. There's explosions fucking there.
Holy shit, there is!
It's like a fucking nuke went off, and I was like, hey, you new here? What's up? But doing them has kind of made me respect playing video games while trying to entertain people, because it's difficult, especially when you play difficult games like this. You wouldn't think about it, but there's just so much brain power that needs to go into not only having some kind of coherent conversation by yourself, but then actually trying to play the game well. And it can oftentimes be easier when you're doing it with other people, because at least then, if one person's playing, another person can focus on talking or whatever. But doing it by my lonesome. I gotta be the one who's focused on fucking... Ah, screw you! Okay, I saw your eye open, so I know that's your tell, but I don't know what... Oh, wait, I have my thing. Alright. Yes! Boom! Got him! Thank you, Bomb. You saved me. If I had not used that, I would have been screwed for sure. I know I would have. Sometimes I forget I even have that special, so I just don't use it when it's super, super useful. I wonder what they consider to be skill level. What counts as skill level? How do they bring that into consideration? The amount of things you dodge? I'm trying to figure that out. Soul Contract, Jimmy the Great. I'm assuming that's a silent D. Maybe I'm wrong. Alright. Dang, guys. So I think from here on out, this is all new territory. Okay, so I got this running gun left. I got the dragon. I know there was another tomb. I think up north. What's over here? Is it just the shop, or is there... I think so. Okay, so one running gun, one boss, one tomb. And that's it for this aisle? Sure shit, great. Well, okay, let's do the tomb this episode. Oh, because this will give me a new super as well, right? It's on. Like down. Oh, that's right. These are just parries. Okay. Okay. Sorry. I forgot. This time for Rizzles. I'm sure this is when this is gonna start getting difficult, though. Ooh. Ah, fuck. I don't like those little guys. They come in way too fast. It scares me. This was the nice thing about doing this co-op, though, is, you know, one person could just focus on one side while somebody... Where are you? Oh, you are doing not cool things, Spinny Ghost. Alright. Easy peasy. Easy up! I don't like you spinny dudes. I'm not a big fan of... No! Come on! Fuck me, what?
Here comes a spooky part.
Doesn't even give you like a health system. It's just like, oh yeah, you let one through and you're fucked. Bullshit, man. Is this... That was real angry there. A lot of times I play up my reactions. That was legitimate. I was so angry that guy got through. Because while you have some control over your jump arc in this game, you don't have complete control. I got interrupted when recording this video. I wish I lived alone so people would stop bothering me. Apologies, I was rudely interrupted. Alright. Oh shit, that was dope! I got two of them in one parry. I didn't even know that was possible. I mean, I guess I'd no reason why it wouldn't be, but... There we go. Porcelain power. What do you got for me, girly? I knew if I rooted around here, I could find something special for you. But I didn't know I'd get trapped again. Oh, silly me. Thanks for saving me a second time. I'm sure you'll never have to do it again. Take this magical super art and I'll see if I can find you another. Cool. What do we got? You unlocked a new super. Dope. Okay, this is energy beam, this is invincibility. Cross the astral plane to become invulnerable for a short time. Ooh. That does sound useful. But God, I always feel so iffy about like changing my setup once I get one that I'm comfortable with. We'll keep with the one we got right now. I have a feeling that for later bosses that's gonna become really, really useful. But all right, yeah, this will be a good point to end it. And then I think after this one we'll go do that running gun. So see you in a bit, guys.